Hey, it's Jordan with the Young Turks, TYT Politics. I am right in front of the theater where Bernie Sanders just spoke at the People's Summit. It was a very, very classic Bernie Sanders speech, probably more inspiring than I heard from him in a long time. He hit a lot of the themes that you heard from him on the campaign trail. He took on the ruling class. He also talked about the UK election that just happened in the United Kingdom, where Jeremy Corbyn, Labour, picked up around 30 seats, talking about how the political revolution is happening worldwide. It's not just in America, spreading to the UK and elsewhere. You see people coming out, dancing, enjoying. How'd you like Bernie's speech? There you go. So I enjoyed it. Bernie talked about the Democratic Party establishment, saying they still have not learned their lesson after the election. He said we need to fight them, and he also had some words for President Trump. He talked about President Trump's hypocrisy, running as a populist when he has pretty much littered his administration with Goldman Sachs bankers and other bastions of progressivism. He also talked about the need for progressives to not lose hope when they lose. If you lose an election, if you lose a campaign, if a candidate you wanted lost, he says, in his words, so what? Bernie Sanders talked about his career, and now you see, I mean, literally there was probably, a couple thousand people in there? A couple thousand people in there. They're all trickling out now. He talked about his career, where he ran for U.S. Congress and lost. When it was U.S. House, he mortgaged his house, and he lost by 3 percentage points. Then he ran again in 2 years, and he won by 16 points. So he basically said that although he might have lost the case, talk about the need to not focus on the moment and losing in the moment, but to focus on the long game and to focus on what you could do going forward. This was not a speech that kind of looked in the rearview mirror. Something that I kind of saw, I was obviously watching the crowd. I mean, I probably covered like 25 to 30 Bernie rallies during the campaign. Let me tell you something. There's been a lot of deflated progressives that are no longer deflated after this speech. I saw people, come over here, you, come over here. I saw people tearing up. I saw people screaming. You were saying, you're damn right we're not deflated. Tell me how you enjoyed that speech.
Okay, I never got to hear Bernie speak during that time because I lived in the Caribbean. I'm from Illinois, but whatever. I was in the Caribbean. I was like, watching the stuff, blah, blah, blah. And so crazy that I couldn't see him. So this was my first Bernie speech. And it's amazing.
It's a hell of a first Bernie speech.
It's like awesome. I mean, it just blew my mind. I was like screaming and cheering and yes, it's awesome, but it's just real. He's just real. It's like hearing my neighbor talk or hearing my brother or, you know what I mean? I mean, he's just such real people. And yes, it's exciting, but it's like, it just makes me feel like, yes, this is real life on this planet and it can be real life. So it was like a beautiful, beautiful experience, and I'm ready to work. And I moved up back from, St. Croix to hit the ground and work for this, because this is really dangerous times and it's worrisome. Yes, it is, and it's stressful. But like you said, I am ready. I am recharged. I am inspired, and I moved back here to put my feet on the ground of the United States of America, the democracy of America, and help make it happen.
Preach! Preach, woman! Preach! Look at that. Yeah. So as you see, this was literally her first time watching Bernie speak. She's from Illinois. She went down to the Caribbean. When you look, hey, how'd you like Bernie's speech? It looks like a lot of people who might have been, a little frustrated with things are now really re-energized. How'd you take the speech?
I'm like freaking ready to run for office right now. Like, I'm ready to change things. I'm ready to support people running for office, get out there, knock on doors, and phone bank. I'm ready to get out there and make a difference, actually do something. That's what I think.
Bernie talked about his career. I think he lost. He got 2 percentage points. Then 2 years later, he got 1 percentage point. He had to mortgage the house, trade the kids, all this. Is his career path and what he was talking about, does that give you guys a roadmap on, what, maybe you lost in the moment, maybe it was not exactly a fair fight, but you know what, things could radically change in a year, in 2 years?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if we are not constantly working for good, then what's the point, Like, we can't just give up, because there are so many people out there right now who are dying. They're dying out in the streets, and we quite literally cannot give up on them. We cannot give up on them. So I don't think it's giving up on yourself. I think it's giving up on other people when you give up on yourself.
And I ain't giving up, because that's a badass hat. Look at that thing, baby. Look at that. That is nice. That's good looking. Thank you. Come over here. You, in the beautiful pearl. One thing that struck me as I was watching people in the crowd, let's be real. There's been a lot of kind of like deflated progressives the last months, a lot of division, a lot of kind of infighting, all this. But I saw people looking like they just landed on the moon. Listening to this, man, almost like that 2016 Bernie fever. When you watched, did you kind of feel like, all right, yeah, things have been rough the last few months, but like I'm ready to go?
Definitely. I think people are definitely still feeling the burn. And there's been some huge strides in terms of reforming the Democratic Party. I know that we've done that in our state of Oregon. We've got some great people in leadership. So I'm enthusiastic, and I think that we can make some real changes for people in our communities. So.
And if you want to hear behind the scenes, her and I laid on the beach together what was that, last year?
Yeah.
Not in a romantic way, but I do like her. But I was in Portland, beautiful beach coast. There's been some not so great things going on in Oregon lately. Can you kind of talk about that, what people need to know?
Yeah, actually, there's been a huge rise in white power movements and a lot of racism, kids being targeted at schools, horrible things going on in our community. So we do need to stand together for tolerance and to keep our communities safe. I'm personally going to be running for office out where I live. Somebody who ran for mayor who's African American was targeted because of his race. That's not acceptable. We need to change the way that our communities are operating. So
thanks. Appreciate it. Yeah. Hey, come on over. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. So one thing that stood out to me when he was talking was he's talking about how the economy is still rigged. And we know that for African Americans, you see the teenage unemployment. Certainly Donald Trump's not exactly helping that. For you, when you were hearing him, do you see tangible steps we could take? Right now, we don't have the White House, we don't have that. But did you see steps that he was telling you we could take to help that, whether it's African Americans, Latinos, any minority?
I mean, flip the House in 2018. I mean, it's clear as day. And the fact that he inspires so many people to get out there and run and be unapologetic about it.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah.